refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes. They gonna take it.
This is what we got to tell.
Man doing this.
I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm ready to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. Excited about today's episode. We got to talk some football, y'all. We had a game last night. You know, we had the Buffalo Bills against the Miami Dolphins. And Tua Tagovailoa had another concussion. So we're going to address that situation. And should he just hang up the cleats, man, and move on from football? Or should he continue to play football? We're going to talk about that. But we got to talk about the winning team, which is the Buffalo Bills. There were a lot of concerns with the Bills going into the season. Should we still be concerned with the Bills after they 2-0 start? And lastly, we got my boy the Couriers on. And then we got a Giants fan, Keith, coming on the back end. We got a Giants versus the Commanders. I know most of the world don't care about this matchup, but our group does. All right, so we're going to talk about that matchup. But I got three of my guys with me. I got my boy, Mr. Your Done Son himself, Tomo, back from vacation. We got my boy MVP Tony and my boy fellow Commander fan the Couriers here. How y'all doing, fellas?
Man, I'm doing good, man. You know, the fellas held it down while I was out, man. I appreciate y'all with the banners. You know, shout out to Dave. You know, I'm already shout out to my dummy bro for holding it down. But yeah, I'm ready to come back. I'm a little upset that I gotta come back and talk about Tua situation, and I gotta talk about the Bills winning. But you know, football's back in play, so I'm here. How's everybody else?
Man, I'm doing well, you know, doing the usual thing, you know, watching those guys win all the time, you know, you know, college football season is here. You know what time it is. It's dog season. But, you know, as usual, you know, I'm here enjoying the show as always. And once again, before I even start, thank you for inviting me on.
The Corey?
All right. Glad to have me here. I said as I promised to Joe that I'll be here more often. Football is here. Football is back. Love the time of the season. September through February. We're back.
Through February.
Chill out, Tomo.
All right.
It's my football.
I thought I'm just saying.
You're on the same boat.
I know. That's why I said February. It's over for some of us in January. Man. Well, if you're a Panthers fan, it might be over after last week, but
yeah, you ain't lying.
Tony, I just got to say October 19th. Get ready, my man. Listen, y'all, we are streaming this on one platform, which is YouTube. So make sure y'all like the video on YouTube. Subscribe and follow on all of our social media platforms, and share this video with a sports fan, especially a football fan, because they can be involved in this show by being in the comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting out throughout the show. Shout out to my boy Dave for being the first comment, and shout out to Dave for the early super chat. Early super chat, right? Healing the mental. Turn me. Oh, go ahead, Tom.
Turn me up.
There it is. Hashtag R2L, hashtag Dave's Doghouse, hashtag Niners. The according to him, the team that's not the best in NFC right now. All right, and last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Tomo, the floor is yours.
Yeah, we definitely gonna address that in my last words because I watched that segment. I was like, hey, Dave, I know you've been humble, but yeah, I did look good. You know, your team not the only team that put hands on people, but Dave, at least y'all scored on every drive. You know, they was over here attacking you for celebrating. You should just be celebrating. Then again, you know, high standards. They come with a hefty review. Now, speaking of hefty reviews, this one here, I know if you're tuned in now, you probably seen it on all the sports networks. You've seen everyone talk about it. Technically, we talked about it almost 2 years ago. It will be 2 years in December when the Year Done song was announced, but this was right after. Well, broadcasted. I'm sorry, we on TV now, Mama. Hey, but Tua yesterday in the game against the Bills, he suffered. Some would say maybe his fifth. I think this was his fifth or fourth concussion in 5 years. It was late into like the third quarter. He had a collision with Damar Hamlin. Of course, the way the collision happened, of course, they went to a commercial break, but we were able to see Tua get up and limp off the field, but basically walk off the field at his own digression. Of course, he needed a little bit of help, but he is up. He's okay for what we know now, but we got to talk about it. And the question that's been going around, should Tua consider retirement? I'm going to start with the guest, and I'm going to start with you, DeCorius. Should Tua retire? Well, consider retirement.
Whew. 5 concussions in what? 2 years, you say?
I think 4. I'm going to say 4.
4?
3
4?
years.
3?
Oh, 3 years. 5 concussions is 3 years. That's hard. That's a hard question because didn't he just sign a contract not too long ago?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it's a dilemma here. So it's like you walk away with a big money, you just got it, and then the Dolphins probably saying, I think I need you to play because we did pay you a lot of money, but it's bigger than football. This is life we're talking about. So to be honest, this is hard. That's a hard question. You got a person's health versus money. I just paid you. So it's like, oh, that's a hard answer.
Tony?
All right. So I've been on the show several times, and we've discussed this a few times. Just talking about certain things about him, and I made my comments beforehand. I said that he still seems to me to be a player that if you pluck him in the helmet, he's going to have a concussion. I said that several times. Right. So we're saying that as someone that's played the position over and over again, year in and year out, it's a tough position to play when you can't think straight, or if you're playing back there in fear. Right. So should he consider retiring? Yeah, I mean, in 2022, he was thinking about it anyway. He discussed it with his family, and he actually made a decision at that point in time to play. Now, what I say about him is this right here. They should do what you're talking about right now, protect their investment. And the way they protect their investment is by doing what the 49ers did with CMC, is put them on IR, right? Take them out of commission. You know, that right there would do a couple things for him. Free up a roster spot so you can go in and get another quarterback to just come in, and a veteran quarterback to come in. Somebody like Ryan Fitzpatrick that's out there right now.
And Tannehill.
Huh?
And Tannehill.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? So you got a lot of people out there that I'm sorry, Ryan Fitzpatrick. I mean Tannehill is who I was referring to. My bad. Thank you, sir. So Tannehill is I was referring. You bring Tannehill in, someone's familiar with the organization. So you can bring him in. I mean, there's so many different options they can go with right now. But one of the bigger things is just taking that guy out right now, because they said that it actually happened sooner than when they took him out. Most people think it happened actually earlier. I thought it happened earlier too, because I saw when he went back there, I saw his footwork just looked to be a little different, and I was like, something different about him right now, right? But yeah, if you look at it overall, should he consider? Of course, he should consider it. However, if you talk to many linebackers in the league, ask a lot of these hard hitters how many times they probably seen stars and stuff after making a tackle and things like that. They were probably concussed and didn't know it and still played in the game. So, but in this position right here, as quarterback, someone that has to check down, put people in positions for them to win, to be able to think, something like that. How much use is he going to be if he's not all there? You know, and that's what they need to consider. Like, even if you lose, I know they're in a tough division, right? They're in a pretty tough division with all those teams that's in there. However, the way the AFC is set up, they can afford to go 2-2 in the next games and still make the playoffs. It doesn't put them in a bad situation. They can afford to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I think he should consider it. He probably won't do it, but there should be some consideration. Or even like when they did that thing where they started putting the extra padding in the helmet for certain people that had the concussions and stuff like that, or that thing they're allowing right now, where they're allowed to wear that other padding on the helmet and stuff.
That they wear in practice.
Yep. Yeah, wear in practice. They're able to wear it on the field now. Something like that should probably be options for him.
But that probably won't be next year.
Well, no, they allow it this year. He can do it this year.
Yeah. I think Jonathan Taylor. Where is it?
And it's another guy.
I thought it was just preseason.
Peppers was doing it. Peppers was doing it. Had it on for the Patriots.
There we go. Okay.
And I thought
it is someone from the Colts too, though, Joe.
And I saw.
I think it's Jonathan Taylor.
And I thought he just had a different helmet on. I was like, what the heck going on? And then the announcers came out and was like, no, they can wear that in the games now. So maybe something like that would be a thing for him.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out Davey Schefter. He posted that in the chat before the preseason, doing training camp.
Yep.
Shout out to my boy Dave.
Okay.
So with me, this is a tough situation because this is football we're talking about. Football is the most violent sport that we have out here outside of boxing. Because boxing, you're literally trying, and UFC, as to say, like combat sports, obviously, that's the most violent. Because you're literally trying to knock somebody's head off, all right? But outside of combat sports, NFL is probably the worst when it comes to physicality and all this. It's the toughest. I want to say worst, the toughest. And when the play happened, first thing my reaction was, I put in the chat. I said, "Dang, Tua done." I said Tua's done because I saw the fingers. I saw the hand movements. It reminded me of the Bengals game. And then doing more research, it says that when that's a sign of not having no conscience, like you're unconscious basically. And you can just see. I said he looked awkward, and then people in the chat on X was like, "Slide Tua, slide." And at first I agreed, but then after you watch it, it's like he did the right football play, and then the hit wasn't really a hit. It was he kind of ran into Damar Hamlin, and then Damar Hamlin didn't really it wasn't no helmet to helmet, nothing like that. But they say the more concussions you have, the easier it is to catch the next one. And his hair is like you tap it, it's a concussion. It's very sensitive. So, and the first thing I thought about was Tomo. Tomo came out 2 years ago.
Oh,
what have you done, son? December 27th, if I'm not mistaken. Tomo came out with a "You done, son" segment. Usually, "You done, son" is like, "Oh, you're done, son. You're not gonna win. Yeah, your time with the Clippers are over."
Your show was failing, Skip.
yeah. Hey, your show, man. Tomo numbers are good. What you done, son? But this one was a more serious one. It deserved some some snaps. I think he spoke this one because he told Tua "Yo, let's hang it up." Then, so do I think he should retire? Me personally, yes, but he's a football player. I heard Ron Clark today. Ron Clark was like, "We are built different." Basically, I don't want to come out the wrong way, but okay, I want to say this right. So, understand where Ron Clark is coming from if you are a football player. But if you are a human being that's not a football player, that don't make sense. You know what I mean? It's like because the risk it's going to take, but you're still willing to go out there because you love the game so much. But the young lady first take, what's her name? She had a good point.
Was it L. Duncan?
Yo, Duncan, she said you have a podcast called The Pivot. When she said that, sometimes you had to pivot from where you are to a better situation. And I feel like that's what Tua has to do. He has to pivot from football. Sometimes you got to give up what you personally love for something better for everybody. Not just you, but for everybody. You know? So he got 167 million guaranteed in his contract. 167 million. I would walk away because first, remember when you did it, you done sometime where the question was, should he walk away because he didn't get his contract yet?
Yeah, the timing, right?
And you even said something, and then you done something like, I need to throw him some, throw him a little something. But now you got your bread, and everybody will understand if you just walk away right now. But knowing that he's a football player, most likely he won't walk away.
Can I ask one question?
Go ahead.
Have y'all seen this movie called Concussion?
Yes.
You remember all them remember them players in the past from the 70s and 80s who, got all the concussions and died off of was it CTE, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah, tell Ryan Clark, remind him of that.
Oh, he understands that.
Yeah.
So,
hey, Tomo, real quick. Last thing I want to say is this. What really worried me was when I think it's Calais Campbell hugged to his brother. He hugged his brother. I was like, dang, this is like really like serious. That's like it's serious.
Look what happened with Jordan Reed. He retired.
Man, Percy Harvin. He was getting migraine.
Hey, didn't we meet Jordan Reed at the?
Yeah, yes, we did. Shout out to Jordan Reed. I got the picture on my phone right now.
That was him. All right, I knew I wasn't tripping.
Come on, Jordan Reed.
I did. I was just acting like I didn't, man. I got Dallas in the background. I can't be acting like I took pictures with y'all.
I put the numbers against y'all, but he was probably hurt.
I mean, one of the players that doesn't get documented about it as much, but he still suffers from it today is Wayne Corbett. Wayne Corbett had a lot of concussions and went back in there and played in games.
Remind me who he played for. I'm sorry, Wayne Corbett. He sound familiar.
He played for
Okay. Right. Number 80. All right.
And so I'll just give you my story behind it when I did it real quick. I had the first concussion I ever had. I've had two, right? The very first one I had no control over anything. I didn't know what was going on. And it was just, when I saw the video, my hands were just moving on their own. Like I was there and my hands were above my head and they were just moving on their own. Now I will tell you, I caused the concussion myself because, I told the dude that I was going to meet him in the middle of the field and I wasn't moving. And he said he wasn't moving either. We both hit each other like rams. And right. So, but anywho, it's a tough thing, man. Bright lights, noises, all types of things like that really bother you. And, the way it goes on, I mean, the person that I think of every time I think of concussions is Junior Seau, the guy who,
man,
that was one of the people I mentioned too.
Right. Mm-hmm. He's the person that I think of every single time, right? Like, are we going to go in here and have a Junior Seau moment with Tua? Like, sometimes you got to you got to protect players from themselves. And right now, this is the time for the Dolphins to protect him, even for a small portion, to get him to see a neurologist or whatever it is to make sure that he's good. Sit him for 4 games. Just sit him for the 4 games. Put him on IR and sit him for the 4 games. And during that time, you have enough time to reevaluate the situation to see whether you want to say, hey, look, my brother, you need to retire.
Yeah, man, let's talk about a tough week for just Miami in general. Like, we coming off of the Tyreek news with Calais Campbell also, who was involved. Now we got to talk about who else?
Jonnu Smith.
Okay, and Jonnu Smith. See, I ain't hear about that part. But and also with Tua on the field, and technically, again, the you done son kind of embodies everything that I really want to say about it. Now, I just want to address one thing, what you said about Ryan Clark. I see where Ryan Clark was coming from, like you said, as a football player, and he was defending football players, and he more so was saying, like, look, that was me. So it kind of got a little personal for him. He was like, you can't tell a player no. Like, don't go back out there. Like, I know you scared, but that's just what it is. And as he kept talking, I kept hearing him, and it's like, it's one of those things where you hear him, he basically almost sounded like you want to say, Mama, I gotta go. I gotta go defend the homies. Like, I gotta go.
Mm.
And it's kind of like, well,
Mhm.
you go out there, you know what's about to happen. I know I might lose you. You might not come back. And that's what Elle looked like she was his mom's. And she was like, bro, no, he don't. It's bigger than football. Like, I don't care about football right now. This is your life.
Mhm.
And technically, that's how the conversation probably went with Tua before when he had with his family about considering retirement. He's like, but I gotta play. Like, this is what I'm good at. Like, this is my thing. Like, this is all you all know me for. Like, family wise, you all know me for more. But this is what perfect analogy. The fans, they still gonna love me, man. Like, you just can't walk away from the game. Would I consider it? I mean, I got my money now, so yeah, I consider it. Like, it'll be tough to watch football for a while because you know you still can do your thing, but you got to consider it. Just bigger things in life. And I could play a snippet from the "You're Done, Son," because technically that's the route I'm gonna go anyway with my final
Yep.
words. And I'm gonna just play the video now. And if you want to go check it out, it's still up on the page. We'll drop a link also in the comment section too, so you can go back and check out the whole segment because we also put some people in the doghouse for it. Bring it up now. I've never played a professional sport. Play with my friends, you know, you play outside. I play flag football. So I know, and then just doing podcasting. I know what it's like to chase your dream and, you know, to work hard, to commit to something, to sacrifice for it, and to finally get there. And everything could just be taken away from you just like that. Sometimes it's because of your doing. Sometimes it's just God's will. And in this situation, God is sending you a message, man. Like, for you to suffer 3 concussions in almost less than 4 months and you can still breathe and like do things with your family. I don't know if he's married. I don't know if he has a fiance or anything like that, but Tua, your family loves you. And at the end of the day, Miami, we all know NFL players don't want to do the right. They want to do the right thing by their team, so they're going to be hard headed. No pun. But do the right thing by this kid, and just wholeheartedly tell him, Tua, for your NFL career, just walk away and tell the NFL, you're done, son.
Well said, man.
Well
Hey,
said. Yeah.
I love your analogy, Tomo, about I need the homies need me. Oh, huh. You want to be like little Chris in the wheelchair, huh? Oh, no. You want to be like Doughboy now, huh? Give me the gun, Trey. That's a
Exactly
moment
what
right
it is.
there.
That's it.
That's the first thing I thought about when you said that. That's so true. Doughboy, let me out. Come on, man. Get out the car. To it. Let's get out the car, bro, and go home.
Honestly, I think his teammates would tell him that if he was to try to come back within probably less than the 4, I like the 4. I forgot all about IR, so that was a good idea. So like you force him to actually think about what's going on, and also you force the people around him to say, "Hey, you can't go play football for a while. You're on IR. Like, no, don't even worry about it."
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. And Blaze, you're right, but you know how people love the attention. They love they feed off that. Some people play for the fans, and that's a dangerous thing to do. Play for the recognition. That's a dangerous game to play right there.
Look what happened to Andrew. Look what happened to Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
And then people hated him after that. Remember, man, you gonna quit in the middle of the beginning of the season after you saying, oh, you promised all this. Man, cared about his health, and he walked away.
Yeah,
Yep.
he really can't take into consideration the fans and stuff when it comes down to this.
Nah.
Because when it all boils down to it, it's about him. You know, it's
Facts.
about him. And you that didn't look good at all last night.
Nah.
And not just the fans. He probably thinking my team. You know how, you want to route like the homies. Like Tomo said, I gotta be here for my team. We was a Super Bowl potential year for us.
Well,
He probably thinking all that. So, but we all know from looking from the outside, it's like, bro, like it's not worth it.
Yeah, nah.
look, every time he goes in to cash a check, he can think of the homies. Okay. All right. Every time he cashes a check, he can think of the homies. You know what? This is what would have happened. I would have, my homies. Every time he thinks every come in there, he doesn't have to worry about that stuff, man. Like your homies aren't going to be there when your kids need you.
Facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Only you can be there when the kids need you.
And he got the bag. Like the biggest pushback when I did the "You're Done, Son" was he want to get paid. So now it's like he got his money. There's no You need to be healthy. No, you need to be healthy for your family at this point. So I'm with
And
you.
Charlotte Barskart, he told Ron Clark, when you went through your situation, we didn't know about CTE like we do now. This is a new age. And your response to, well, he had a whole different situation. And then L. Duncan said, we had research on what you went through, but we didn't have research. Like now we have more research on what this guy has. Well, now he don't have CTE, but you see what I'm saying, the potentials of it. And the crazy thing about the Tua situation, his reaction to these concussions, that's the scary part.
Yeah.
People get concussions all the time, but the reaction to it is like, oh man, it's like, oh.
It's the scariest
Back
part.
in the day, people used to get hit and they get stiff, and we'd be so worried for them. If that happened to somebody twice, we like, nah, bro, you need to chill. Tua, come on, man.
The scariest concussion is that game against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes.
Now, that was horrifying.
Yes, and this was almost like that because his hands started doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But let's go, Tomo, man. You're gonna hear all day.
Yeah. You know, Tua, hey, make the right call. But Joe, can I leave for this segment? Because do I have to be here for this one?
You do, Tomo. But you had to do this. Tell him to tell the Bills, not the Bills. Tell the organization.
You're done, son.
You had to do that. My bad.
I'm with you on that one. And I was also gonna say, can you pay my bills? You know, my telephone bills, my cell phone bills. Because it's bills. We had to lighten it up a little bit, you know, because Josh Allen out here finding ways to win. Joe, you might be on to something, that early MVP nod, or is it the OC saying, hey, we got a running back you can actually use, let him run. So a lot of people were saying, and it's funny, you up here too, Tony. This is your division. You know, should there be concern about the Bills after their 2-0 start? I know we got one more guest coming up. Mm-hmm. So while the producers are working things out in the background, Tony, tell us. Oh, we want to bring him up now?
Bring him out. Dude, it's good. Yeah, go ahead and do something.
Okay, so Buffalo is in New York. If you watch the NFC East panel, you know, we have a former Giants fan here who reps his set that hard. Danny Jones, the Giants fan. I'm gonna just say Giants.
Come on, man, you cutting up, man.
Welcome back, Keith. Welcome back, man.
Blessings, brothers.
All right, so now we gotta talk about the other team in New York who gets more publicity than the Jets and the Bills. I mean, the Jets and the Giants. We gotta talk about the Bills. So should there be concern about the Bills? I mean, should there still be concern about the Bills after their 2-0 start? I'm gonna start with you, Keith.
No, I feel like it's just like it's better for their offense because now he don't have to force feed Diggs. He has 2 good tight ends. The running back, you see what he did. And then you got the little Shazier dude. He been showing up. He been looking nice out there, making a couple catches when they need the wide receivers to make the plays. Like I said, I don't see that defense was looking good. I don't see no doubt in that man game. It's just when he get in the playoffs, it's just which side of Josh Allen you gonna get.
Sound like another quarterback, but Tony.
Dak. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, that's music to my ears when somebody else comparing. But Tony,
good quarterbacks.
So here's what I wouldn't be so concerned about them being 2-0. Right? They played a team in the Cardinals last week that pretty much gave them a victory. Right? Because the Cardinals definitely should have won that game. Right. If you look at the game in its entirety, if it wasn't for those 2 drops passes, we'll be talking about the 1-1 Bills and not the 2-0 Bills right now. All right. So, yeah, those he put those on the money. They just dropped them anyway. So that's the one thing about that. But I will say I am pleasantly surprised that they are 2-0, especially since the defense has played the way the defense has played. The defense showed up in the second half of the game against the Cardinals, and I mean, they were the only team on the field last night. So, you know, and that was before the injury to Tua. They for some reason or another, they just know how to play against that team. So if I had to say, be overly, don't be so overly impressed by it. Because this was a team that was this was a team that probably could have been either 1-1 or 2-0 when during this time.
DeCory?
I'm not going to say I'm concerned, but I'm not convinced either. Just like he said, you barely beat the Cardinals. You beat a Miami team that you have beaten 12 out of 13 times, I believe.
Yep.
So I'm not concerned, but I'm not impressed. So are they a division winning team? I can't say that just yet. I'm going to say the Jets can still give them some go, especially with other AFC teams that's out there. So I'm a little 50-50 on that. But so far, pretty good 2-0, but impressive, no.
Okay, Joe.
So look, I feel like the only thing you might be concerned about is the receiving core. No one has stood out yet as to be that go-to guy. But I feel like I was actually high on the Bills. I said the Bills would go 11-6. I said they would win the AFC East. I do have the Bills losing the second round of Baltimore. And I had Josh Allen finishing second as an MVP candidate. Now I want to bring some numbers up to you, Tomo, and the rest of the panel.
Uh-oh.
So look,
Joe Sniff, y'all already know he about to say something.
there's a guy after the first two games, right? There's a guy after the first two games had 406 passing yards. Josh Allen after the first two games, 371 passing yards. 92 rushing yards. Josh Allen, 41 rushing yards. 2 passing TDs. Josh Allen, 3 passing TDs. 0 rushing TDs. Josh Allen, 2 rushing TDs. One was an MVP Lamar Jackson last year, and one is Josh Allen. And then Tony said, they play the Cardinals. They play the Dolphins. Well, Lamar played the Texans, rookie CJ Stroud first game of the season, and played the Cincinnati Bengals, who always start off weak in the beginning of the year. So I'm just saying, he's doing, shout out to Carl, he's actually having a better start than Lamar Jackson, who won MVP last year, and they're 2-0. And they have a dominant win against a division opponent on primetime. So it sounds like a guy is actually probably ahead of the MVP curve right now so far. I know it's still early. But I just want to say that I like the way they're playing because I think Keith said this. They're not he don't have Diggs no more. So it's not like he has to force feed anyone on his team. He don't have to force feed nobody on his team. You get yours when you cut. And their slogan for this team is everybody eats. That's their slogan. And then they're actually using James Cook more. They do have a running back. Shout out to Carl. So James Cook, 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns last night. Right? 3. Shout out to him, my fantasy team, by the way. Lamar, you going down. Shout out to Cole Sam, will be 1-on-1. But I'm gonna be 2-0 like the Buffalo Bills. But shout out to Josh Allen and the Bills. Second MVP running up.
Should we still be concerned? Yes, because of what you said. I've seen wide receiver by committee happen before, and it looked good in 2 games, and then after that, it kind of just went downhill. Now you trying to run the ball a million times with James Cook? Okay. You should have been doing this for years. Even when you had Diggs, you could have been doing that because they had serviceable running backs. One of them now plays for the Giants. Singletary was one of them. But they got Jacksonville up next, so we'll see. When you go out in another game, like what happened in the Cardinals game? You said their defense showed up late, and then they already know they had the Dolphins' number. So with Tua before the injury, they were already displaying that their defense can do some things, and then the run game was dead because the Dolphins couldn't stop. It was kind of like Miami showers. It was like every 30 minutes, it was just going to rain. There's nothing you can do about it. And that's what James Cook was doing. You just running. You just running, catching, whatever. So, again, the schedule will get tougher. Around about week 5, we could bring this conversation back because most people say that's when the NFL teams know who they are after the 4 weeks because, the short preseason, so many analogies that they come up with. So, am I concerned? Or should I still be concerned? Yeah, because it's Josh Allen. But they are playing good, though. I'll give him that. He has been showing up, and shout out to the new OC for actually handing the ball off in the right moments. So, yeah, week 5, we'll revisit this conversation. And so I know a Lamar fan got a lot to say to you, Joe, after this episode.
Let me address something that Joe said right about that I said. I didn't say anything that like they were playing the Cardinals and like it was, oh, it's just the Cardinals. It's not what I meant. That's not what I meant by it. What I mean by it, if you look at that game, the Cardinals were dominating that game for the entire game up until the middle of the third quarter.
They
When the middle of the third quarter came is when things changed. I'm not saying that, oh, it was I mean, Kyler Murray played really well. So that's all I'm saying. I don't think that Buffalo. So I don't look at Buffalo as being bad. I was trolling when we had the AFC's thing panel. I said he wasn't the best player in that division. He definitely is. It's him, and then Tyreek, of course. But what I'm saying
is Josh Allen then Tyreek?
Yeah. It definitely is.
Yes.
And it proves it right now with the 2 wins that they had, because
I mean, 2 are out and they worried because he's a receiver. Sorry, go ahead.
It's just him. But what I'm saying is that I wouldn't be so overly like everyone's like, oh my God, they're 2-0. I mean, don't look at it. They played I mean, think about the week before what the Jaguars were doing against the Dolphins defense. So it's not like the Dolphins have issues on both sides of the ball. Well, the offensive side was pretty good, but they got issues on that defensive side right now, and they can't stop the run.
I want to ask you a question, Tony.
What's up?
When you said the game changed in the third quarter, I know you're not against what I'm about to say, but when the game changed in the third quarter, why did it change? Who made the change?
Because Josh Allen took over the
game. Then he took over.
He took over the game. Like they couldn't. That like for some reason or another, he realized that he was Josh Allen, the quarterback, instead of Josh Allen, the athlete in the first half. Like in the first half,
well, he was an athlete in the second half too.
He was. Well, what I'm saying is he became more of a quarterback in the second after that middle portion of the third quarter. He became more of a quarterback where he didn't take off and start running at times when there were people open. He trusted his receivers more. He started to throw the ball more, and then that opened him up to run those touchdowns that he did. Of course, it helps when you hurdle a guy to go into the end zone. But what I'm saying is that I think that they're going to be. I think I picked them.
Miss the playoffs.
Last in the division or something. I don't remember.
You picked them miss the playoffs. And Tom,
you picked Buffalo last?
Yeah. I do. If I had to pick everyone last in that division, I probably would have.
He's a Patriots fan.
You picked. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Hey,
Okay.
Tomo, guess what? Guess how many interceptions you got this year?
So far, none, right?
Looking pretty good so far, right?
I mean, Hurts got 2.
But see, I don't think
that got
0. But see, I don't think so. So y'all keep talking about the interceptions that's the issue with him. I think more so it's the fumbles. The fumbles that he has.
See, I'm glad you said that. It's the turnovers in general.
It's the turnovers in general.
Yeah.
It's the turnovers in general. But I think sometimes, so most of the time, his defense bails him out with those interceptions because they're normally.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time. His defense
bails him out a lot with those turnovers.
Green Bay learns
they're normally deep down the field and they got to drive like 60 to 70 yards down to get it. But when he fumbles, it's normally on their side of the field. Historically, it's almost on their side of the field, and it gives them a short field, and they're either giving up 3 to 7 points. So
okay. Everybody is gonna have a time when you throw an interception, defense helps out. That's gonna happen. But Josh Allen his touchdown radius makes up for the interceptions.
It does.
Not act like the defense.
It does.
All right. I'm gonna let you go ahead before we close this out because we got okay. So I want to ask one question and just gonna roll right into our next segment where we got to talk about the preview for the Giants and the Commanders. But Decorus, help me out. How many attempts does a quarterback need? Rushing attempts does a quarterback need to be considered a running back? I just need to know.
Okay.
Just to be clear, crystal clear, it has to be an average of 11 carries per game.
Josh Allen got 11 for the year.
Running back.
11 for the year. It's 2 games.
It's only 2 games.
He averaging 5.5.
That's a running back. Tony, give us your last words before we roll over into the Giants versus Commanders. They got a lot. They want to get off their mind before
that was a good question there. But anyway,
I mean, me personally, I said Josh Allen's a running back. He's like a white version of Cam Newton. I already said that.
No.
He is. Yes, he is. He's a running back.
No, absolutely not. He is not. Man. There's no way you're going to.
We are definitely going to have to take
the turnovers on.
Anyway, let me say these last words real quick because it's going to go even longer. Hey, so in all seriousness, man, once again, I always appreciate being on here. You guys have a great program here, a great network here. I want to know what everyone's going to say if the Patriots go 2-0 this week. I put that in the comments.
I guess I'm going 2-0.
Who y'all play?
Seahawks. Seahawks at home.
Yeah, I think we play the Seahawks.
Sure.
So, but
that's a good game.
It's going to be it's not going to be a good game at all. Anyway, so
I want to see Drake May. I'm sorry, I want to see Drake May.
That team behind my head right there. I just want you to know that you guys are woken up sleeping dogs. They're angry for what happened last year about not making the playoffs. They're angry. And you're going to see this week. And even on the 19th, Joe.
I like you.
Even on the 19th, Joe. You're going to see why they are the top dog in this country. There's only one. When you call it the dogs, you're talking about these guys right here. Those guys. All right. Anyway. Shout out. I can't wait to hear this argument. I am waiting for this. I am sitting back. Where'd my popcorn go? I got the ring here somewhere. Anyway.
Joe, you ready?
Yo, yeah, we're ready.
Hey, Mark here. What Mark here? You hear me?
All right, Tony.
All right, bro.
Yeah. All right.
Where's Mark? I'll make sure Mark is here. Mark, if you can hear me, make a comment.
Tom, I had my cursor over that too. I was ready to do that too.
Yeah.
I thought
cool. we was here. All right, so Keith, you gotta go off mute, man, because after this, I ain't talking no more. The panel is y'all's. Only thing I'm gonna do is introduce this topic, and I'm gonna let y'all rock out. So look,
you know what? Hold on, Tom. All right.
All right, so Keith, go back on mute for like 5 seconds. Y'all can rock out. All right, cool. So look, this is maybe the 183rd time these two teams are going to meet. Out of these 183 times these teams have played, I'm not giving you the overall record because simply I don't care. But I will say the starting quarterback for one of these teams is 5-1-1. These are the only teams in the division that can go 5-1-1. I mean, I don't know how y'all tied last year. I don't know what happened. I got to get my digs in because I'm not talking no more after this. All right.
2 years ago.
2 years ago? Mm-hmm. It felt like last year because Daniel Jones is still owns y'all. And that's the last good thing y'all gonna hear me say about Daniel Jones. Now, Giants versus Commanders. Northwest Credit Union. I don't even know the name of the stadium anymore. Y'all play Sunday. Who wins? Take it away, fellas. Well, it's two Commanders, so I want to start with the Giants fan. Go ahead, Keith.
Hey, I'm back. They was back there cranking that CFE, man. I'm trying to keep it talking. They was keeping quiet, man. I'm like, but man, it's gonna be always a battle, man. It's always a battle, man. We ain't got Saquon this year. Mm-hmm. Daniel Jones it's always a get back game with them. Like he always play good though. He don't really. And then you gotta remember y'all O-line is suspect, and then our D-line only got one sack, so you know they coming. The dogs is coming, man. Mm-hmm. It's one of the most highest paid defensive line in the league, like between Dexter and Brian Burns. Brian Burns is a rising star. Dexter Lawrence is one of one. Ain't nobody like Dexter Lawrence, man. Like whoever your center is, he gonna have a problem. He's gonna have a problem. And then you know what I'm saying. We both got young corners, good linebackers. It's all up to the game gonna be won in the trenches.
That's it.
Is this the first quarter? Let them. You get the ball after they score a touchdown. Go ahead.
You forgot one more person.
Huh? Forgot who?
Your other pass rusher.
Who came on? He always. You know about that guy. He get a sack every game.
Mm-hmm.
Every game he played since he been in the league, he get a sack. He had a strip sack for a touchdown.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It can't get no better than that. Like, y'all, I don't know what y'all tackles gonna do because they coming. There must be a lot of bubble screens. Get that ball out quick, Daniels. Hey, that's crazy. Daniel Jones against Jaden Daniels.
Come on, Decorius. I know you. I know what you're doing over there. You trying to have the Giants fan punch drunk, man. Go ahead. Now. I know you got a lot to say.
I know he. Come on with it. What you got?
Hey, Keith, hold on. You should advise you got some noise in the background. So when Decorius goes, you're mute.
Man, that's the damn thing.
Yeah, you just go ahead and mute. Yeah.
It's not pressure.
You know, I don't know if y'all seen this movie called Snakes on a Plane. You remember when Samuel L. Jackson said, "I am sick and tired of these MFA snakes." Well, I'm saying I am sick and tired of Daniel Jones. I am tired of losing to this bum. Daniel Jones has beaten Jay Gruden. He's beaten Ron Rivera. Guess what? You ain't beating Dan Quinn. Because Dan Quinn owns Daniel Jones. And that's one thing we took away from Dallas is Dan Quinn. And Dan Quinn loves him some Daniel Jones. Because I remember what happened last year. Remember they crushed you 40-0? Remember that? Mm-hmm. When all them pass rushers was coming after you that Dan Quinn was dialing up? Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Where Michael Parsons at over there? He over there.
I let you talk. It's my turn. I let you talk. I gave you all the spewing, all the stuff you was telling me, the people you got, the Tavon Tivico, the Brian Burns, and the Dexter Lawrence and all that. Well, guess what? We got Jonathan Allens and the Deron Paynes and the Bobby Wagners and the Frankie Lubu and all that good stuff. Don't forget, we got Jeremy Chin. We are new commanders. And don't think we heard what Kayvon Tivico said, that y'all not our rivals. Don't think that's a blueprint that the commanders wrote. We coming for you, and we coming for you hard. So my question is to you, do you think this Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns is going to catch Jaden Daniels? Do you think they're going to catch Lamar Jackson #2? Do you think that's going to happen? Are you afraid? Are you afraid, Mr. Marquise? Are you afraid of my quarterback? You should be. Because I'm telling you now, you heard what Jonathan Allen said in his press conference. I believe it's today or yesterday. We're ready. We're ready. We're ready for Daniel Jones. And come Sunday, you will remember who Jaden Daniels is, and you will say we are your rivals again. Because Daniel Jones, it's the Commander's time to eat.
Hey, I'm hyped. I don't know about y'all, but I'm hyped.
I don't gotta talk. Go ahead, Keith.
Oh man,
do I have to take you down memory lane? Do we have to go down memory lane? Like the last, let's go the last 10 games. How many games have y'all won against the Giants? I'll wait.
We
I
beat.
can count on one hand.
I know it was 2021. Beat you twice. Now, and this is why I say, and I want to bring this up too. Now, Joe, I'm sorry. I have to be honest. You remember that game in 2021 we beat them on Thursday Night Football? We should have lost that game because
With
hadn't
Taylor
Darius,
With Taylor Heineke, right?
Yeah. You remember when Darius Slayton, I believe, dropped that wide open touchdown when Landy Collins missed that coverage? We should have lost that game then. So really, we have not beaten Daniel Jones, in my opinion. We only won that game by default. And don't forget, Dexter Lawrence jumped off sides, quote unquote, when Dustin Hopkins missed that field goal.
He did.
So really, we haven't really convincingly beaten Daniel Jones. That's why I say I'm mad that we losing to this bum.
Hey, go on, man. I ain't call your quarterback no bum, man.
He's a bum. But when he plays us, he acts like he Tom Brady or Michael Vick. I'm tired of that.
Hey, we not rivals. Y'all are Cowboy rivals. We rivals with the Eagles.
We're not rivals to any division.
We like little bro and big bro. Y'all little bro.
What makes me so mad is you just as bad as us, and we keep losing to y'all. That's what makes me mad. So again, this coming Sunday, all that stops. All that stops. You ain't facing Dan Snyder anymore. You ain't facing Jay Gruden no more. You ain't facing Ron Rivera no more. You actually facing Josh Harris and the Magic Johnsons and the Peters and the Dan Quinns and the Witts and the Kingsbury. All of them.
I ain't seen no Diggs over there, no Michael Parsons over there, no.
You're right.
No
right.
Lawrence, it number 90 over there? Where he at? DeRon Bland ain't over there.
You forgot it.
You're right. I just told you we got the Jeremy Chins, we got the Jamin Davis. His hand is in the dirt. So that's
last I checked, y'all quarterback ain't that. We ain't beat that. We beat y'all. We ain't beat that. But we coming for them too.
Guess what? You'll be 0-1 against Jaden Daniels.
Hey, the Corey.
I love your spirit, man. We're gonna see you. We're gonna see you after the game.
That is correct.
We're gonna be in the chat. I'm gonna check you out. Make sure your temperature all right.
I'm fine.
I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna send you a blanket through the airmail. Hey Joe, I'm gonna get you a ski mask so they ain't gotta know you're a Commanders fan. I got you, bro.
I like that. Hey, look, one thing I gotta say to both of y'all: win, lose, or draw, we need both of y'all here on Monday.
Okay, that's their boss.
All right, both of y'all here Monday.
Hey, when Decorius pulled the Will Smith, he teach me how to ride a bike, play basketball, whatever. Forget him. Decorius is not playing with y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Now I see why Mark switched his pick when y'all did the panel. I feel like I want to say the Commanders gonna win that game after all that, but I don't know. I'm not in it. Joe, you gotta say something. I know I do. Yeah. You have to.
Yeah.
He just gave you the meanest hype speech.
Come on, man. You can't just be over there shining, man. You gotta say something, man.
I can't keep having the spotlight, Joe. You gotta be with me. That's why I saw Mark's comments. I didn't see what he said, but I'm pretty sure it hyped him up. You should be too.
I'm hyped.
You should be tired of this. Ain't you tired of this?
Joe, sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Damn.
All right. Daniel Jones has been dominant against us. All right, 5-1-1, but like the Corey said, 5-0-1. All right, 11 TDs, 3 interceptions, 1,510 yards, 324 rushing yards. He's been in that Josh Allen against us. Right? So I would give him that. But I remember my boy Keith was hype about this offensive line they got. Aren't y'all healthy? Y'all healthy, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, I watched that Vikings game. Your man was under the rest the whole game. And he had
the whole game.
He had the third most pressures in week 1. third most out of any quarterback. And when you watch
They
our
didn't play in
game,
preseason.
when you watch our game, we pressure Baker Mayfield. We just couldn't get him down. New defense.
67% pressure rate, right?
Yeah, we had some. Yeah, the pressure rate was high.
So we won.
The pressure rate was high. All right, and what's the name? Keith, tell your boy to view it as a guest. Send him the YouTube link. And what about to say? So I'm not really like I got a sweeping y'all. This year. I feel like what hurt us in the past was our offense, not our defense, because we held y'all under 20 points almost every time we played y'all, and we don't score 20 points against y'all. We just can't score against y'all. Now we have a mobile quarterback, a running back, right? So a mobile quarterback who can escape the rush. So I'm confident we can win this game. Shout out to the Corys, man.
Yeah, I think Keith has some technical difficulties. Okay. Oh yeah, he has some technical difficulties. But while we try to fill in at least maybe a minute just to figure out what's going on with the Giants fan, the Corys. That's what we like, man. It's that energy right there. For real, that's it right there. He sat back like a battle rap. He's like, Go ahead.
Yeah, because I was just analyzing all the players he said. They pretty good players. So technically he has no excuse, right? His defense should be dominating us. Huh?
There's only one player that's not Kayvon typical. I like that. You called him Kayvon typical. I don't know if you did it on purpose, but I like that.
Oh no! I thought it was typical. I said typical. Typical. I can't pronounce it really.
It's typical now. Because he typically ain't doing nothing when he's playing the Cowboys, but continue.
But it's like, okay, he named all these players, but his cornerbacks, unless we forget, Joe, did you forget what Banks said about us last year? You're 2-0 against us bums or something like bum boys or something like that.
Got cooked on the goal line by Jettis 1-on-1. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. That same corner. So he named all these good defensive players, but like I said, we shouldn't, like you say, we have not scored 20 points on them and God knows when. So we shouldn't have no problem not scoring 20 points on that defense, he said, right?
Let's get it, man. I think we're gonna win. I don't think it's gonna be like a down the wire type game like this, man. I feel like we're gonna win convincingly this time.
I say 24-10.
Hey, facts, Blaze. Y'all
24-10. I mean, think about it. Is anywhere in that offense other than Neighbors are you afraid of?
Saquon. Oh, dang, he with the Eagles.
Yeah, there you go.
Run my man back right quick. So I'm gonna
now Darius Slade gonna eat.
I don't like
Wandale, he's tough, man.
Darius Slayton?
Over the top, he catch y'all every time.
But let me ask you a question. How many times did Joe pull this up for me? How many times did Daniel Jones got sacked last week?
Just 5.
Oh, just 5. Just 5.
Just 5.
We should.
Some of them was his fault because it's his first game. He is coming off an ACL injury.
He also avoided a lot of sacks too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and then thought he could still have time to throw and still got sacked. Like, make sense.
Hey,
so my question. So my question to you, Marquise: have your players given up on Daniel Jones?
Not at all, bro.
Are you sure?
Not at all. I'm sure.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah.
Okay. We'll find out Sunday if he gave up on because
I watch y'all interviews. Do you watch your enemy interviews?
I mean, listen, just because you say something in the interview, that doesn't mean how it feels in the locker room.
Yeah. Hey, we both 0-1. We're gonna see you on the field.
Y'all gonna score a touchdown?
I was just about to ask him.
Oh, for sure.
How many touchdowns?
Probably about 3 of them things. It's gonna be plentiful for Danny. Come on, man. It's Danny. That's his house.
Oh, it's Danny.
Y'all just renamed it. You know what I'm saying?
And see, this one makes me mad. I hate Daniel Jones. He's not scoring 3 touchdowns on us. They gonna
Hey,
2 in the air, 1 on the ground.
Hey, hold on now. He's not that bad. Daniel Jones is not that bad.
Hey, pull up his numbers and pull up these bums that y'all keep putting in these top 30s and y'all making him number 32 is crazy.
Got you a call.
You better be here Monday.
Why did
Be here Monday.
I want to ask all y'all this question. Why did Jordan Love get paid?
Because he beat
He
Dallas.
went to the playoffs and he looked really good in the regular season.
Joe, you
He-
might.
he was
So why
second-
did Daniel Jones get paid?
I mean, Jordan Love was second in
Because he won a
touchdown
playoff game.
last year. He was second in touchdown passes last year.
But isn't his contract a discount compared to all these other quarterbacks?
Who?
You talking about?
Daniel Jones?
I mean, Daniel Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, he only getting paid 40. They getting paid 50. Look at that. He getting 60. Ooh.
Hey, he earns it.
Hey, give me one of them Rolexes. I take one. He looking for everybody. Watch size. I'm like,
Can you do me a favor? Can you pull up how many touchdowns Daniel Jones had in that 2022 year?
the same amount of Jalen Hurts had when they had him in MVP votes. If you look at both their numbers, they were so similar. You would think, why they not talking about Daniel Jones?
You said in 2020.
Daniel Jones stats of touchdowns in 2022.
Total, he had almost like 25 total between passing and rushing.
He got a good point on.
He had almost 1,000 yard rushing.
He going somewhere with this. I think he did have like. He going somewhere with this.
Jalen Hurts was like 22 or 15. Daniel Jones was like 22 and like 5 interceptions. This was one of his most efficient years with 22.
But I'm talking about passing touchdowns. I want to see that.
But you gotta remember, who was he throwing to? He was throwing to practice squad dudes. He wasn't throwing to no Jamar Chase or no CD Lamb or no Terry McLaurin. Who was he throwing to?
Saquon Barkley. He had 21 total touchdowns.
How many did Jalen Hurts have? How many did Jalen Hurts have?
I got you, Jalen Hurts.
Hold on, that's including rushing, Joe.
22 and 5 interceptions.
Yeah, 15 passing. 15 passing touchdowns.
15 passing, 5 interceptions.
So you mean to tell me you paid a quarterback $40 million just to throw 15 touchdowns?
No, we paid him because he played good football and won us a playoff game in 10 years.
Keys. Daniel Jones. Okay, we talking about Hurts 2022, right? Yeah. All right. Daniel Jones had 15 passing. Jalen Hurts had 22 passing. Daniel Jones had 7 rushing touchdowns. Jalen Hurts had 13. They were not close.
How many were off the tush push?
They weren't doing the tush push that much that year.
Yes, they were.
Not as last year. They were doing tush push a lot, but that
22. That was when they was doing it the most. They was doing it damn near every 4th and 1.
That was 2023.
Yeah, that was last year. Yeah, that was
when they got
last
to the
year.
Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was 22, right?
22.
Nah, that was the year, Joe. 22. That's the year they went to the Super Bowl.
Bro. I watched NFC East games. I watched them play. I watched them do it.
I'm trying to think. I would say it was probably like 60-40, but 22 they was getting it in. That's how they.
Come on, they was doing it almost every drive.
Yeah, they was a 4-down team in 22. Yeah.
So the point is, Marquise, you're okay with the Giants paying a quarterback that averages 15 passing touchdowns a year?
He didn't average. That's what he just put up. Again, he was throwing to practice squad receivers. His only good receiver was Saquon.
And y'all didn't bother to pay.
We tried to pay Saquon before we paid Daniel Jones. What pop you don't understand about that? Saquon didn't want the contract.
Hold on. So let me ask this question, man, because this is entertaining, and I already know Monday is going to be even more entertaining because somebody got to win and somebody got to lose. Joe, I know you're looking up the stats right now. The chorus, you already told us what your score was going to be, but I'm going to ask you to repeat it after Keith. What's your score and who wins?
We're going to say probably 28-14. Giants win.
Okay. The chorus?
What's your score? Sorry, I didn't hear.
28-14.
That's a lot of points.
The chorus?
24-10 Washington.
24-10 Washington. Joe?
I'm gonna go 24-14.
24-14. Okay, I hope both teams lose.
Nah, no more ties, man. No more ties, man. No more ties, man. I only tie my suit at church, not in football, man.
But I got one question for Joe though. This is serious.
Right.
This is serious.
Once you ask this question, we're gonna wrap it up. You know, it's
right.
Friday night, man.
Okay, no problem. So Joe, just hypothetically, and I'm being serious, just hypothetically, if we somehow lose to the Giants Sunday, is our season over? No, I'm being honest. I'm being honest because I know we recalibrating, but if losing to the Giants.
Can I say something before you say that? Like the year we all almost made it to the playoffs.
But look,
the year we almost also made it to the playoffs.
The reason why I say no because we have a whole new squad, literally a whole new squad. We're still trying to figure out our identity. Well, we know our identity we're trying to set, but we're still trying to fill in the identity. And we still have a rookie quarterback at the end of the day. It's his second NFL game. So he's going to grow throughout the year. So I'm not going to say the season is over if we lose to the Giants.
Okay.
All right, let's get out. We appreciate y'all coming on. We really want y'all to dead serious. I already know the chat gonna be turned up on Sunday. So everybody that's just tuned in, we do have Instagram chats. Make sure you can write member in the comment section and we'll show you how to become a member in the Instagram chats. So you can join the Instagram chats. Give us your last words, fellas. So we can get on up out of here.
I go
Chorus, you already gave us the motivational speech, so we're gonna save you for last. I'm turned up now. I'm ready to go play some football. So go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna put the Instagram chat in the all right. There we go. Oh, my mic fell off. I was laughing so much my mic fell off. All right, so what a great show today. I had a lot of fun. I laughed so hard today. I was crying. I ended up crying at one point when y'all was going at it. So I feel like y'all, like when we on this stuff, we having fun. And some people are afraid to like put everything on the line, put their like pride, I guess, on the line. Some people don't want to be wrong, or they don't want people to come back to them like, oh, you said this, but this happened. But both of y'all, what I like about both of y'all both go all out on how y'all feel about the situation. Y'all don't sugarcoat nothing. The Corey came out. I'm sick and tired of Nigga Jones. We're gonna blow them out. And then Keith, we're gonna beat y'all 28-14. So, and I said 24-14. So somebody's gonna be wrong. And somebody gotta face the music Monday. But shout out to the whole R2L family. Shout out to the whole R2L network. Like Tomo said, follow us on Refuse to Lose Sports on Instagram. Write us a direct message and we'll tell you how to become a member so you can join the Instagram chats because these games, what are you doing?
Y'all gonna see me at the game, man, like this.
So like we have these battles on the show, and then when the game is live, it's the real battle was actually during the game in the chats. So make sure you become a member so you can join the chats. And that's all I got. Oh yeah, and lastly, I'm gonna give a shout out real quick. All right. One of my little homies. So happy birthday to my boy Jaden. Tomo, he played for the Cowboys in Rhode Island. Yeah, he played for the Cowboys. My little youngster, today's his birthday. He just turned 16. And I just want to give him a happy birthday. Shout out to him. I couldn't make it. I'm sorry I had a show, but send wifey there to support. So happy B-Day to you.
How about them Cowboys? All right, Keith.
Can you find it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Hawk? The Blue Hawk. Smash, smash, smash. That's all we gonna do. It's gonna be a game.
Okay. Decory?
All right. Marquise, this is for you. Look at me. Look at me. In the words of Bernie Mac would say, be ready for the pain. And I mean the pain. The pain.
We ain't scared of none of them.
All right, let's close this out, man. So everybody that's tuned in, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe button, and also just know that you could be a part of the show and you can come on here and have the same back and forth. And my last words really is just to address one comment. Hey, Blaze, I don't know if you tuned into the NFC East panel, but I told you the Delusion tennis match goes down. It goes down Sunday at 1 p.m. Make sure y'all check it out. Joe, I know you are looking like, man, this is fun times. But all I'm going to say is, Decorius, you are the Jameis Winston for the Commanders fan base. You can get a crowd riled up. And I don't know if y'all can go out there and win or lose, but you get them riled up. So, again, make sure y'all come back on Monday. Everyone that's watching, make sure you tune in on Monday. And I don't know where all these Giants fans coming from, but make sure y'all
Damo, that's my best friend, man. He going to be on with us the next time. He a Giants fan.
Then you got to join the chest. NFC East taking over. And Joe?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
With that being said, close us out.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.